days are running slow. Sunsets and shores far from home. Headlights are shining on.
The sun's out now, can you believe it? It was raining 5 minutes ago. Anyway, today we are off to another village called 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗻𝗄. So whereas our village has a history of agriculture and farming, 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗻𝗄 has a history of lead mining. So we're going to visit a museum there and discover a little bit more about the history of the area. Told you the rain would be back soon.
Right.
Anyway, here we are. We're at the Visitor Centre Museum of Lead Mining. We've got our tickets, haven't we? And a little, what's that? A little brochure to. Do you want to hold it up so they can see? 270th anniversary. So
Yeah.
let's head back in and meet our tour guide. Are you looking forward to going down the lead mine, Adam?
Yeah, I might leave you down there.
You might get a bit wet.
Alright.
Leave me down there, you cheeky fucker. Beneath the quiet hills of Wanlockhead, people were mining lead here for centuries. By the 1700s and 1800s, this wasn't just a small operation, it was a full industry. And it shaped every part of life in the village. But it wasn't just the men working underground. Children, some as young as 8 or 9, worked here too. Not for pocket money, not for experience, but because their families depended on it. There was no school as we know it today, no days out, and no holidays. For many, this was their entire world. Down in the mine, there was no electricity and no machinery, just hand tools and candlelight. We tried turning the lights off for a moment, and it was completely pitch black. The kind of darkness where you can't even see your own hand in front of your face. Above ground, the younger children would break and wash stone in the nearby burn, while older children hauled the stone out of the mine in small carts. Everything was manual, and everything was physical.
The gantry there, the stope goes down, originally it was 1,000 foot. About the same distance we've walked in.
And they dug all that out?
I haven't dug it all out, there's still stuff down there, you can see the bottom.
This is almost as leaky as our cottage. The ceilings are low, and the tunnels are narrow, and water drips constantly from the rock above. Even now, it's hard to walk through without ducking your head. Adam, Imagine working down here.
Conditions must be horrendous.
Yeah. So it's difficult to imagine doing this for hours and hours every single day. And yet, this was life here. How far down are we, Adam?
700 foot at the end of the mine shaft.
Oh wow.
Feel the wind.
Yeah.
Oh, daylight.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Is that good?
That was good.
Enjoy that? Yeah. Just as well you had your helmet on, you'd have been brain by now. Next up, we head to the miners' cottages to see how they used to live in those days. This contraption is the Wanlockhead beam engine. Rainwater collecting in the mines was an eternal problem for the miners. Some of the mine workings extend below sea level. The beam engine is a rare survivor of an ingenious water-powered pump. It is the only remaining example in its working site in the UK today. Straight steps cottages were built in the 1860s, and the museum depicts the domestic life of the miners during 1750, 1850 and 1920. The artifacts on show illustrate how the people of Wanlockhead lived, worked and played. And our tour guide explained how the miners' families lived during these different times. Wanlockhead is an isolated place, and many generations of the same families had lived and worked here. The lead industry went through cycles of prosperity and recession. During times of recession, many of the families left to start new lives in Canada, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and the United States. This is a bit like our cottage, Adam.
Just like our cottage.
When I was talking to the chap, the guide, apparently they've had the same issues restoring this as what we've had restoring ours. Mm-hmm. All the line pointing and the damp and...
It's still white.
That was interesting, wasn't it?
It was.
I think we're off to go and see the miners' library now.
Yeah, that's the top end of the village.
Mm-hmm. One of the most surprising things in Wanlockhead is the Miners' Library. It was established on 1st of November 1756 by 32 men, making it one of the oldest subscription libraries in Scotland and indeed Europe. And what I find amazing is that this wasn't some grand library created for wealthy academics or the upper classes. This was funded by the miners themselves, through subscriptions, with some support from the mining companies too. The idea was to encourage self-improvement among the miners, although there was apparently a bit of a hidden agenda as well. The mining companies believed that the library might help cut down on some of the more unruly behaviour in the village at the time. So books as crowd control, very subtle. But whatever the original motives were, the library clearly had a huge influence on the miners and their families. Education became a really important part of life here. Dorothy Wordsworth, who was William Wordsworth's sister, visited the area in 1803 while travelling through Scotland. As they headed towards Wanlockhead, she wrote about meeting a group of boys from the village. They had no shoes or stockings, but they told her they went to school and were learning Latin and Greek. Now that's amazing for those times in an area like this. These children were from a remote mining village, many from very poor families. Membership of the library was also a real privilege. You didn't just walk in and sign up. New members had to be properly questioned by the librarian before being admitted. Women weren't originally allowed to join either. The first woman recorded as a member was Isabella Rutherford in 1784, and that was only because her husband had died, leaving her as the head of the household. What's interesting is that another miners' library in nearby village Leadhills didn't admit women until 1881, so that's over 100 years later than this mining library in Wanlockhead. The library was neglected after the mid-1950s, but since 1974 it's been cared for by Wanlockhead Museum Trust. And today the collection is recognised as being of national importance. And standing here now, it feels way more than just a room full of old books. It's a reminder that Wanlockhead wasn't only shaped by mining and hard labour, it was also shaped by education, ambition, and this belief that knowledge could open up a world far beyond the village.
Is that good?
That was good, that was very interesting. I've seen pictures of that online, the old library, and I always wanted to visit it because it'd be interesting to find out a little bit of more information about what the library, what this building was like, and also what the miners' cottage was like before they, when it was in whatever state of disrepair before they found it and kind of refurbished it and opened it to the public as part of the museum. But that was a very interesting visit. They have an open book day, which I might be attending.
Very good.
Anyway, should we go and see if we can get a cup of tea?
Yeah, go on then.
Come on then. It's strange walking around somewhere like this because on the surface it feels quiet, almost peaceful. But when you actually stop and think about it, the lives that people lived here were anything but. Today was incredibly windy, which made filming a little bit of a challenge, especially trying to record audio. And we actually ran out of time to take a look around the main museum and visitor centre, which is slightly frustrating, but also a good excuse to come back. Because this place, there's more to it than we expected, and the ticket lasts all year, so we'll definitely be back to explore the rest of it properly another day. So, you know, I said we were going to Lead Hills.
Yeah.
I lied. It's actually Wanlockhead, which is
You just got it wrong.
yeah, I got it wrong. It's actually the next village along from Lead Hills. But anyway, here we are in Wanlockhead. It's been a good day, hasn't it? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's been really windy. But
It's very windy, but hey, the weather has been.
we are 1,531 feet above sea level.
It's been raining 1 minute, sunny the next, then back to rain, then back to sun, but it's been consistently windy all day.
Yeah.
Anyway, hope you enjoyed our little tour to the lead mine. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic week, and the four of us will see you again next week.
See ya.
Bye. Right, it's back home for a cuppa.
I think so.